How did Tennesseans react to the changes in modernization of the 1920s? This question needs to be answered because it helps us recognize how Tennesseans managed the weight of tradition and innovation during rapid change. By studying their reactions, we can see how local communities influence national debates and how the struggles of the 20s still relate to issues we face today. Imagine living in a time where movies, radios, and cars are completely brand new inventions. Would you be filled with excitement or fear? The 1920s were known as the Roaring Twenties, an era of rapid change across the U.S. Tennessee found itself at the heart of several of these changes. In 1920, Tennessee cast the final determining vote to ratify the 19th Amendment that gave women the right to cast their own vote. 5 years later, in Dayton, the Scopes trial received attention from across the nation with the conflict of whether modern science should be taught in schools. At the same time, Governor Austin Peay was advocating for growth through improved roadways, schools, and his government reforms. These events set the stage for Tennessee to become an arena where tradition and progress went head to head in the 20s. The 1920s were a period of momentous change in the United States, and Tennessee was not immune to these changes. It was a time of clashing worlds, traditional versus modern, religion versus science, and rural life versus urban growth. Excitement was brought to the people of Tennessee by means of new inventions, social movements, and cultural shift. However, they also caused tension between modern and traditional ideas. Enthusiasm for progress and resistance to change were the opposing reactions of Tennesseans. They found themselves caught in a storm of change that tested their values and reshaped their futures. Many Tennesseans embraced the modernization of the Roaring Twenties, welcoming new inventions, better roads, and increased opportunities that connected them to a changing America. Motion pictures quickly became a popular form of entertainment, with thousands of films produced in Hollywood each year and shown in Nickelodeons and theaters across Tennessee. By the late 1920s, sound was added to the movies, making them even more popular with audiences. Radio also changed daily life, beginning with Tennessee's first commercial radio station, WOAN, in Lawrenceburg in 1922. Radios became so important that even families without electricity used hand-cranked generators to power them, allowing these Tennesseans to hear news, music, and sports beyond the bubble they had previously lived in. In 1925, WSM in Nashville began broadcasting the Country Barn Dance, which later became the famous Grand Ole Opry. Automobiles added another layer of freedom, giving the people of Tennessee the option to travel without having to worry about the limitations of steamboats or trains. Governor Austin Peay recognized the need for modernization and worked to strengthen the state's finances with the introduction of the gasoline tax and cigarette tax. These taxes kept property taxes low and helped pay off millions in debt. According to Busey's textbook, during Peay's tenure as governor, the debts are paid, and Tennessee had over $1 million in the state treasury. When he was first elected, the state had more than $3 million in debt. He also created a pay-as-you-go plan for road improvements. His plan ensured that roads were paid for by those who used them. Money from gasoline taxes and automobile registration fees funded road construction. These improvements not only boosted business opportunities, but also encouraged tourism. With better roads and cars, visitors swarmed to Tennessee's natural beauty. And in 1923, efforts began to establish the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Tennessee and North Carolina donated over 423,000 acres of land to preserve the region, protect it from further deforestation, and opening it to tourists. All these changes show how Tennesseans embraced modernization and the opportunities it brought during the 1920s. At the same time, modernization sparked resistance, as many Tennesseans held tightly to traditional values and clashed over issues like science, religion, and education. Many rural Tennesseans longed for what they saw as a simpler way of life, resisting the changes that urban cities were embracing. This tension was most famously displayed in the Scopes trial of 1925. Families across Tennessee did not want their children taught ideas that challenged their religious beliefs, like Charles Darwin's theory of evolution. In response, John Washington Butler, a Macon County farmer and teacher, introduced a bill to ban the teaching of evolution in all Tennessee public schools. Governor Austin Peay signed the bill into law, creating the Butler Act. Soon after, an article about the Butler Act landed in the hands of some men in Dayton, Tennessee. Dayton's coal mine had been shut down and left many of the locals without a job. These men had the idea to get a teacher arrested for teaching evolution to get the attention of investors. They talked John T. Scopes, a young biology teacher, into getting himself arrested. His arrest quickly became national news, bringing reporters and angry crowds from across the country. According to the Lesson 11 source video, Scopes trial, the trial was considered the trial of the century. This trial symbolized the clash between modern science and traditional religion, and it revealed how Tennesseans were divided over progress in Tennessee. Resistance also appeared in racial tensions and the resurgence of the Ku Klux Klan. After World War I, white Tennesseans feared that black veterans would demand equality. This belief sparked violence between the races. Such violence broke out in Knoxville in 1919 after Morris Mays, a black man, was accused of killing a white woman. The white veterans and other white men of Knoxville were enraged and broke into the jail where Mays was said to be held. They drank all the confiscated liquor, and according to the video, Knoxville's Red Summer vowed to kill every black person they saw. After the execution of Mays, the Ku Klux Klan were able to recruit thousands of members in Knoxville, and by the mid-20s, rallies were held in Knoxville, and a headquarters was set up in Nashville. This showed its growing influence. In 1925, the Klan even marched in Washington, D.C., reflecting how Tennessee's resistance to change was tied to both religious and racial struggles. These conflicts show that while some Tennesseans embraced modernization, many fought to save their traditional values and social standings. Social changes also reshaped Tennessee, with women gaining the right to vote. Tennessee was the final vote needed to ratify the 19th Amendment in 1920. Women's increased political participation served as a step towards modernization, even though traditional gender roles remained. The 1920s were a period of momentous change in Tennessee, marked by both enthusiasm for progress and resistance to tradition. New inventions, improved infrastructure, and social reforms brought excitement and opportunity, while conflicts over religion, race, and gender revealed deep divisions. Tennesseans found themselves caught in a storm of change that tested their values and reshaped their futures. Their reactions show how local communities influence national debates and remind us that the struggle between tradition and progress is a theme that continues to shape society today.